Hi, I'm Kevin, your pearl stringing Tai Chi mechanic at the awareness.website. This is number 4 of our 5 principles series of videos. This is on getting a straight line heel to head. So the idea of lining up the body to let go and let the energy flow. And again, be sure to subscribe. There's still some more to come. And I know you probably jump up and practice as soon as you see all this stuff, but bear with it, stay right to the very end so you don't miss Memories of Mr. Moy. This is video 4 of our series in the 5 principles. And of course, we're building on the rest of them. And you'll see how these all combine as you start to practice and put them into the sequence of moves. So this one deals with that straight line, heel to head. So when you're doing a forward push, you want your body to line up. And so the idea that I present with this is you're going to line the body up so you can let go and let the energy flow. And in a lot of the Tai Chi classics, they talk about an idea of stringing the body together like pearls. And so getting that straight line allows the spine to straighten up and connect the other limbs, and it just has this way of allowing the body to stretch, and that has a really tremendous effect on the internal organs and the internal parts of the body. So keeping that lined up. So again, back to the toyus. I mean, the toyus are one of those foundation exercises that gives you a really good opportunity to practice these 5 principles as well as a set. Like we said before, that timing and alignment. So the foundations with the principles allows you to strengthen and condition the body. So 45-degree angle step. So the back foot's at 45, front foot is straight ahead. The hips are square to the 45-degree angle step. When you go forward, you're going to allow the knee to line up over the toes, and as you extend with that toyu, the arms extend out, and from the back heel, up the leg, up the spine, up through the top of the head, you should have a relatively straight line. The arms are extended from that, and there's this relaxed balance into that front leg. So if the hips are square, you've got that expression from the heel up the top of the head, it just allows the spine to stretch out nice and gently. So the body strings. So the body strings like pearls. So the leg pushes and the body just expresses from that. You're relaxing the front leg, and you've got that straight line heel to head. When you come back, you just line up that 45 degrees so your hips are square to the 45 and relax into that. And then you come forward and line it up again. So that straight line, now whether you've got a short step, a long step to really stretch it out, straight line is the same thing. So you can do it really short step, still got that straight line, heel to head. You got a really long step, still got that straight line, heel to head. So regardless of how far you stretch, so you do not want to start doing this. So you're bending at the hip, maybe the hip's not quite square. This can really hurt your spine over a period of time. So my spine is now twisting, it's bent, my knee is starting to buckle in, not good. So you need to get the hips square, 45-degree angle step, knee over the toe, and keep that straight line. So a lot of the moves, same idea. So brush knees, you come through with a brush knee, you're going to get that straight line, you're going to pivot, come up, come through, and then it's the same thing. Body is balanced, straight line, heel to head. So again, that's something that you can put into pretty much every move. Any of the forward pushes will involve that straight line, keeping that body balanced. Now it's not rigid, it's not tight. It's not that you're trying to keep it rod straight or anything like that. It's just a matter of keeping that alignment and not letting it collapse, not trying to hold it back. You're trying to keep the body too straight, upright. You don't have a line. That energy is not flowing. It kind of gets stuck back here. So this kind of thing is not good. You got to let it relax and let it extend. All right, so practice. We'll see you again. And now stay tuned for Memories of Mr. Moy. So there was a story related at one workshop, and this was kind of just in conversation with some other people, and the story was related. And this is about a time where Mr. Moy was doing a workshop, and a bunch of medical personnel, medical people, doctors and whatnot, had been invited to this workshop so that Mr. Moy could help them to understand some of the health benefits of the Tai Chi, and it was kind of a unique situation. So they were sitting around a table having dinner during the workshop, and they were discussing different processes of the body, how Tai Chi worked with the body and did different things. And so all these doctors, and they're experts, they're quite knowledgeable, and they were expressing or contending that there's some things that you could do, sort of the mind over matter thing with your body, but you couldn't affect the autonomic systems. So you couldn't, affect your heart rate so much. Certain circulation systems, lymphatic systems, all that were autonomic, so they just automatically ran, and you couldn't really affect those. And Mr. Moy disagreed, and so they're having this bit of a debate about this, and so Mr. Moy offered to demonstrate. And so they're all sitting around this table, and the translator was saying, okay, well, Mr. Moy is going to do this thing, and he wants you to come over and check his pulse because he's going to stop his heart. Of course, the doctors were a little bit in disbelief, but okay, go ahead. So Mr. Moy sits back and he closes his eyes and he just sort of slumps a little bit. And so a couple of these doctors come over and they start checking his pulse. No pulse. So a few seconds go by and still no pulse, and oh, wow, this is very interesting. So it's starting to upset their identity of what the body should be able to do or is supposed to do, and what you can and can't do. So a little bit more time goes by, still no pulse. These doctors are starting to get a little worried. A little bit more time goes by. Now the doctors are starting to panic. Now, right at the very height of their panic, they're just about to call 911 because they think this Tai Chi guy has just died in front of them. And so they're just freaking right out. And then Mr. Moy just opens his eyes and sits up and said, see? It's kind of great the way Mr. Moy would just kind of have a way of upsetting people's identities to get them to kind of look at their fixation on what they believe should be happening. So, talk to you later.